Then I will put the mic on. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So I will begin with the topic now. So, okay, so this particular topic is top 10 metrics for a agile organization and what kind of decisions we can make based on those particular metrics. So before I get into the class, may you know your own thoughts? What kind of thoughts come to your mind in terms of the top 10 metrics for an agile organization?
So like we can see the flow efficiency as earlier we have discussed.
Okay, fine.
Uh, then in terms of what is the throughput.
One is flow efficiency, which is a good point. Okay, flow efficiency, throughput. Okay,
Then quality, that is escaped effects.
quality in terms of escape defects.
Then also about the planned versus actual, like what we are committing and what we are
Versus
uh,
delivered. Okay.
delivering.
Planned versus actuals. Okay, if I want to put it in other manner. Okay.
Yes, yes. And then like if we have a trending of productivity, that is if the productivity is becoming higher in the same individuals of the team, like
Okay.
through the velocity we can see.
Okay, but I will slightly disagree here to use velocity as an indicator for a productivity, because velocity could be a more on a relative scale of a measurement, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so fine. Okay, we will see what is that all about. Okay, so before getting into the basics, I will just tell you the top 10 metrics and then we will go to the basics and then we will come back once again. Okay, so these are the top 10 or 11 metrics from my perspective for an agile organization. Return on investment, ROI, capital redeployment, satisfaction surveys we also need to see what are all the defects in the production and the sprint goal success rate. When I say sprint goal success rate, what I meant was, does this, okay, whatever I am actually doing in the, whatever activities I am doing within the sprint, does it really attribute to the goal of the sprint, and does this goal of the sprint is really generating some kind of a business value for me in the long run. So how we measure it, that I will explain it in the class, but I just want you to know the high level. Then you have the time of okay, and then you have the time to market corroborated in terms of its impact with the cost of a delay, and then the lead time and the cycle time. Then the cost to change. If I'm not validating the requirements early, if I'm not doing a shift left approach, probably if there is a requirement mismatch, which is actually found in the later phases of the software development life cycle, SDLC, it is going to introduce a higher cost of change. Then in terms of the attrition rate, turnover between among the team members within the team or team of teams, and in terms of the skill versatility, other competency, other capability, and there is something called manager to creator ratio. For example, one for three team, one manager for three team, and not three managers for one team. Okay. So can you tell me why we are calling out this particular metrics also? Manager to creator ratio. Any guesswork?
Okay, so basically it is giving the idea of how we are having the decision making. So if we have we should have single person leading the team rather than having multiple people playing the same role as a manager.
Correct. See now, okay. So what it matters is manager to create a ratio. What is more important is number of the people available on the play field to do the work, right? Managers,
Yes.
typically a middle level manager may also be a hub or a okay hub or a channel of communication from the client to the team. So what's the point in having too many channels of communication when the persons who are going to do the playfield activity in terms of actually designing, analyzing, implementing, testing are actually very less. And if you have too many managers for a single team, like we say, no, uh, too many cook will actually spoil the food. Same problem can also come. Okay, so to begin with the class in terms of the thing, what I do is that as I explained to you in the previous class, right? One second. As I explained to you in the previous class, in terms of the predictability, productivity, responsiveness, and the quality, it is always better that if you create some kind of a radar chart, which is actually going to tell how are we trying to improve. Okay, something like this. Now all these are positive numbers. Okay, it is not a mathematical graph to have negative connotations. All the axes do contain positive numbers, and you define a connotation, okay, here somewhere. So these particular red color dots are before agile transformation, whereas the green things are after agile transformation, say after 6 months from the start of a transformation. Like this, you should be able to justify the improvement trend using a metrics. Only then, only then in a large scale transformation, budgets will also be funded by the leadership to continue the agile transformation. You are getting it right, the basic
Yes, sir.
concept.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now in terms,
Sure, sir.
fine. I will end the recording. Wait, before we end the call.